Hello there, welcome to the thing people have been asking for and I said I would put together. I will go over all of my stats, my combat record, and challenge progress in World War II. I've even been tracking some things in a spreadsheet, which I will share the template for in case you're at my level of degeneracy and want to fill it out for your account. I made it to be easy to use and it'll estimate your overall percentage challenge completion, since the game doesn't do that, frustratingly. I will also take you on a little journey through the past to every time I hit that prestige button. That is something I've done for the past several years of CoD now that has always been more popular than I'd expect. People always ask for it to come back. I honestly don't know what about it is the good part, because to me it feels a bit awkward, like showing off, and also kind of repetitive going through the prestiges. But hey, may as well, I recorded every prestige, and for each of them I wrote down what I was thinking at the time as well, to remember what was going on back then. If you want to skip the prestiging and get right to my current day level and challenge progress and all that, there will be timestamps to skip ahead, otherwise I will take you back to November 8th when I entered Prestige 1. I didn't go crazy grinding the game out of the gate because they didn't say there was any double XP at launch, so I focused on making videos instead. Turns out later there was actually that accidental triple XP when they realized that they needed to dial it back later, so I really missed out on a lot of that. But in terms of camos, I was just working on a weapon in each class, got the gold Lee Enfield and almost toggle action, wasn't focusing on any challenges yet, hard to do that at the beginning, mainly was just doing the daily and weekly orders and letting everything else complete itself. The stats, yeah, not great. Between my mediocre at best skill level and laid-back playstyle of challenge grinding while watching videos, the stats are doomed to always be kinda bad. There's a reason why this channel is about breakdowns and earning challenges, not about becoming an epic professional pub stomper. Back then, this was around the time that people were saying prestiging broke their headquarters, making it so that they could no longer interact with the orders and contracts, but I was willing to take that risk rather than waste a bunch of XP. A few days later, on November 11th, ready for Prestige 2, I played a bit more because this is when they had the supposed double XP weekend that didn't actually change anything. It was still the accidental triple XP, so even then, I didn't play as much as I should have because I thought the double XP was broken. Little did I know, this was the highest XP rates would ever be. For the camo grind, kept working on the same weapons, the PPSH was almost there, the Lewis and M1 Bazooka were about halfway, got the gold toggle action done thanks to hardcore, and the gold FG42 as well. Glad I got most of that one done right before the FG42 got hit with the big initial nerf. I used to enjoy getting the camos for the crappy guns first, but I realized it was way smarter to use the strong things before they got nerfed, and wait for the weaker things to get buffed. It's really too bad there's no overall challenge completion percentage in this game, so I can't show off the overall progress. I didn't have the spreadsheet back then. I just worked on some of the combination attachment challenges for fun, but really wasn't paying much attention to the rest of them. There are some trashy stats for you. Hello General, hello Prestige 2. The very next day, November 12th, can't believe it was that easy to do a prestige in a day back then. This is when I finally caught on to what was really going on with the whole triple XP thing. Sadly, on pretty much the last day, but I tried to make the most of it. I had just prestiged infantry for the last time, decent progress on everything else, finished off the gold PPSH and gold Lewis, and went straight to the bar, because I figured that would be next on the nerfing block. I was saving the division special weapons until I unlocked the XP boosting variants from prestiging the divisions all the way. Always gotta be efficient, no XP waste allowed. Again, I really wish I could show a challenge percentage, but I don't know, did some things, not really worth talking about challenges until the end, I guess. Good old stats are there. I had way more kills in war, of course. My supply drop stockpile was growing as well. 59 regulars and 49 rares. I remember when that was a lot. Prestige 3 achieved, moving right along. I got to level 41 with the triple XP, then it went away, and the rest of that prestige was super slow, but I was ready for Prestige 4 here on November 18th. I just prestiged Airborne for the last time, everything else coming right along. Got the gold bar, Springfield, and the M1 Bazooka. Was just wrapping up with the machine pistol here, so close with that thing. I couldn't seem to check my stats, that was broken, but we can check out the leaderboards, I suppose. I had been forgetting to do that. On career, apparently I'm 12,000-ish out of 6.6 million, cool. I finally had a couple weapon variants, like the Lewis that you unlock at social rank 11, but still holding out on those drops, of course, 78 and 71. I don't think I had missed a single order at that point, but I wasn't even doing the contracts back then because I thought they were too expensive. The headquarters was finally populated again at that point, at least on PS4. Yeah, remember when that was an issue for the longest time? Well, I entered Prestige 4, and after that I got a bunch of weird bugs. I was messing around in the shooting range when I was randomly given some diamond weapons, even though I hadn't unlocked diamond diamond on anything at that point, but oh well, it was temporary, of course, and I was able to check my stats after the prestige there as well. So there you go. Onward to Prestige 5, November 23rd. As you can see, COD points were added at that time, and because I have to say this every time they show up on screen, I have never bought COD points in any game, not interested at all. The ones I have there were 1,000 for the pre-order and 11,000 for the digital version. Well, that felt like a very slow prestige without double XP, but because it took so long, I got the gold machine pistol and finished off the carabine and Kar 98, meaning diamond snipers. Hooray! Pretty easy category there though. And later on I got the Waffe to gold as well. I saw lots of people complaining about getting headshots with that thing, and I guess it is hard to control, but I quite enjoyed my time using it. I finally started paying more attention to some of the basic training challenges and equipment challenges, and that is when I realized if I care about those terrible signal flare and gas grenade challenges, I will be using things like Expeditionary and Bang with double signal flares and double gas grenades for a very long time. Like, goddamn, 300 kills for both of them while the enemy is affected. That's kinda crazy. And I've continued training up every division as well. It'll feel good when those are finally maxed out. There are some stats, middle of the road as always, and I figured I should start using the headquarters to show off current leaderboard position. So there you go. We're doing pretty well, under 10k there. And oh yeah, now over 200 supply drops. So that's a thing. Alright, prestige me, my dude. Now, November 27th, thanks to the Thanksgiving weekend double XP, only took a couple days, I got the gold STG-44 and the gold Thompson. The MG-15 headshots were done, and a few other things are making good progress. Almost done with the divisions, finally. 3 of them were maxed out, about to prestige armored for the last time. Expeditionary is already at tier 4. I do love the final icons for these things. I continued working on some of the prestige challenges for the basic trainings, and also thought a bit about the score streak challenges since I was working on ordnance and requisitions. Maybe because of that, good old hardpoint requisitions ball turrets, my stats were gradually getting a little bit better over time. I'll never be somebody who cares about them though, that just makes the game not fun for me if I'm filled with rage at every death thinking about a stat going down. Taking a look at leaderboards here, 5,500, not bad, and the supply drop situation, 123 and 114. Time to prestige and sit through these ridiculously long pauses again. Alright, Prestige 7 on December 2nd. I got that MG-15 gold and M1941 as well. The grind continues. I was very close to being done with all the divisions entirely. I'll finish off Expeditionary very quickly because I plan on Prestige tokening the Bang basic training to work on those tacticals challenges for an entire Prestige. My next token after that will probably be on the Signal Flare. I must be the only person to have Prestige tokened the Signal Flare. Made good progress on the training challenges and attachment challenges and score streaks too. Finished off Air Assault here, that was fun. Cool calling card too. I realized I could be looking at the combat record stuff. There's an interesting summary here, but a lot of it's broken. Like if I take a look at game modes, all these win-loss calculations make no sense at all. Search and Destroy appears to be the only correct one, but I'm guessing that's just by chance. If I lost one more game, it would probably stay at an 8-win loss like Dom, CTF, and Gridiron. Some of these aren't counting losses. The other ones are just wrong. You can see the games played and the wins there. These should be like 1 and 1.1. Anyway, 4,200 on the leaderboard. Of course, progress on that is gonna slow down, and I may start to fall back up as people pass me, but for now I can enjoy being at the top of this board most of the time in the HQ. Supply drop count, 275 saved up. Alright, prestige time. This logo is sick too. 7 might be my favorite. December 9th now, the winter event had just kicked off. I got the gold Bren, combat shotgun, and Panzerschreck, so that meant diamond launchers. Some decent challenge progress here and there, but I can't show you an overall percentage, so what's the point? They did fix some more things, like the daily and weekly HQ challenge thing finally worked. It was fun knocking out the kill streak challenges. I only needed the mortar strike, counter recon, and flak guns now. Also needed to shoot down some stuff. Anyway, looks like the stats were broken again, so I'll check that after prestiging. Things being broken, not unusual for this game. Just under 4K on that leaderboard. I've kind of been hovering there since I haven't been playing as much. 335 supply drops saved up. That's pretty funny. Hit that prestige, watch the planes go by, and there's a check-in on the Prestige 8 stats now that it's not bugged. Social rank 15. Cool. December 14th now, at the end of the first week of the winter event here. This was a big prestige for camos because it was maybe the first one I did entirely without a double XP event. I got the gold Grease Gun, MP40, and Type 100 to get the Diamond SMGs, also known as Challenge Mastery Class SMG. Also got the gold Drilling and the gold Sawed-Off for the Diamond Shotguns. Just didn't want to think about those anymore. I was waiting for the buff, but it wasn't coming soon enough. Figured I'd take advantage of the Hardcore Winter Carentan playlist and just get them done. Also finished off the gold M1A1 right at the end, so only a few more weapons to go, like 20 headshots between the Garand and SVT, the shovel only needed a few more kills, the PO8 is close, and the MG42 is a couple games away, not that much longer for Chrome. Anyway, the combat record worked that time, yay. Not much has changed though, still under top 4K on the leaderboard, that ranges quite a bit though. I had been playing more to get all the daily orders and all the daily winter drop contracts done every single day. I do believe I never missed an order or a contract in that event. The only mildly annoying one was the 75 dom kills in 30 minutes. If you have a bad game, that could go poorly. I've abandoned that one in the middle sometimes, but it has never taken more than 3 tries, and it only takes 25 credits. That was a funny experience, trying to never miss an order or a contract. I even got all those special orders for the weapons done on the first day they were available, like the 50 games and 35 games alternating days, because we didn't even know for sure that they would loop around. All this was happening while I had 3 8:30 in the morning final exams plus an afternoon one to get to in that week, so I had to try to study for those while also obsessively completing contracts. I tried to put the course material on text-to-speech to try to make myself feel prepared. I don't think I learned much from that at all, but oh well, I passed everything, and I collected worthless crates in this game, so that's worth it, right? Was up to 414 of them at that point, plus a bribe. Prestige 9 time, only one more reset after this, pretty excited about that. 'Tis finally time, December 21st, the final prestige. Easily wrapped up the camos to get that chrome. Got the gold MG42 for the diamond LMGs, the gold M1 Garand and gold PO8 and 1911. Finished off the gold SVT for diamond rifles. And of course, the last thing was the gold shovel. Mildly annoying, but there it was. Chrome camo, the underwhelming ugly camo that nobody likes, only a little bit better now. Gold or diamond I still think would have been better as the top camo. I stand by not wanting ridiculous, colorful, animated stuff, but chrome just seemed like a really dumb choice. It definitely took me longer than many people to get chrome here at Prestige 9 level 46, and it looks cool that I have exactly 10,000 kills, but obviously I have way more than that in war mode. The combat record was broken again, I'll check it after. Top 3,500 on the board thanks to the daily contract grind, cool, and up to exactly 500 supply drops, including that one winter bribe. But opening the supply drop menu actually broke my game. I couldn't do anything, so one moment. Alright, it's finally time to reset for the last time. There it is. Feels good. On the way to Master Prestige, I got some gold DLC guns like the Sten and the Gewehr, and then, at long last, here on December 30th, I got it done before the new year. Master Prestige, there it is, in a regular old team deathmatch. I'll just scroll through some of the challenges and some things in the combat record here, while I talk a bit about the grind in this game compared to others. You saw my playtime there was 8 days, 19 hours. That's a pretty average time for me, and yet I saw non-stop complaints about the XP rate being too low in this game, and I'm sure lots of people still think that. I just don't see where that's coming from. I used to, back when they nerfed the XP rate, that big change going from the XP at launch and then cutting it down to a third. That obviously felt like a huge blow that slowed the XP grind down to a crawl, but was it really a crawl? I'm not that great at this game, and it only took me 8 days and 19 hours to hit Master Prestige. I didn't even make as much use of the triple launch XP as I could have. If I knew what was going on, I might have hit Prestige 7 or 8 in that first week. But here, let's do some comparisons. In MWR, it took me 8 days and 7 hours to hit Prestige 10 level 55. My MWR score per minute was higher at 331. My World War II score per minute was only around 307. Score and XP are different things, I know, but score does translate into XP in a way. I've done all those breakdowns. In both games, I tried to make maximum usage of double XP time, although I believe there was much more in World War II. So the XP seems comparable. The thing is, MWR also had 10 more prestiges until you could actually feel done. That's a huge difference that it seems like everyone leaves out of their calculations when they try to prove that XP is lower in this game. Oh look, I got 1,000 more from playing TDM with the same score in this game. Like, how many prestiges are in the game? This game went back to having only 10. And of course you can keep going as high as you want towards level 1,000, but I consider Master Prestige to be the end. That's when you don't have to reset yourself anymore. And it took me 14 days to actually hit Master Prestige in MWR, which made that game feel much slower. The Exclusion Zone camo grind also took twice as long. I finished that at the same time I hit Prestige 20. World War II has been among the faster games to hit Master Prestige in recent history, but mainly because of that triple XP launch debacle, everyone feels like the XP rate sucks. In Black Ops 3, for example, I hit Master Prestige in 7 days, 7 hours. Alright, better by about a day and a half, but my score per minute there was 380, so that makes sense. It was a faster game with the boosting all around. Anyway, that's my little piece on the XP earn rate in this game. Unpopular opinion, but I liked it. Thought it was fine. Anyway, after that, continued to get more gold DLC guns, the GPMG, did the trench knife since I had a heroic version of it, but in general, I wasn't going to care about getting every melee weapon to chrome. Honestly, I think all the melee weapons should share the same camo since they all play exactly the same. At some point, I stopped recording earning gold camos. I did finally get tired of waiting around with flak guns for somebody to call in a ball turret gunner so I could earn the ball out challenge, so I took matters into my own hands in free-for-all, calling in care packages and emergency airdrops to give someone a ball turret, only to take it away again. There's the score streak mastery finally. Then on February 11th, finally hit social rank 20 to get that bar Flyboy 2. Still a long ways to go until the end of that grind though if I want that tiny looking verification thing. But that's about it for the recap. That brings us to current day. I'm level 320, or probably a little higher by the time you're watching this. That doesn't sound like that far from Master Prestige 56, but of course with every level being so big, that's like another 10 prestiges or more. You can tell by the 17-day playtime there. Of course, my comically high headshot rate thanks to the kills I have in war not being shown there. Some 35,000 or so compared to the 24,000 in every other mode combined. That's finally going to be catching up now though because shipment is just so much goddamn fun. The good old supply drop count is at 890, although I did open all those winter and resistance drops, so if I had never opened anything, I would be at around 1,520 supply drops. Just past 200k social score on the way to 250k for that underwhelming unique player nameplate. And my spot on the leaderboard currently, 1897 out of 15.1 million players who have at least logged on and played a game. That is pretty high up there in the no-life competition. I am in the top 1% of the top 1%, in fact. My god, I need to do something with my life. In terms of challenges, let's take a look at what is not done. A marksman, well, this was done, but they keep adding new stuff. Game victories, which you might find surprising, but I just haven't bothered to complete these. I just play what I want to play, usually war, and I figure by playing in event mosh pits and the occasional daily order making me play something, I'll get these done eventually. Like S&D, one more free-for-all. Yeah, someday, haven't been rushing. Game heroics, I have yet to try for Ninja, probably never will, just doesn't sound like a fun time. Did that once for Black Ops 3, never again. Precision, there's situational awareness. Yeah, never tried for that either. I could try planting C4s on cars and waiting, but so far I've gotten 16 without thinking about it, which is nice. Divisions are done, nothing hard there. Score streaks all done. Game modes, we got S&D, yeah, nice big fat 0, just haven't played much of it. That's funny that I'm done with free-for-all despite not being done with the 50 games. CTF I enjoy, but haven't done much of either. And Gridiron I absolutely hate. It's basically only playable on the trenches map. I've had some fun there because you can actually score fairly easily. On the other maps, those goals seem way too goddamn far back. I guess it's fun on shipment now too, but they were talking about removing Gridiron and CTF from that mosh pit because it just didn't work very well. I don't know why. Every other map, I just want to punch a goddamn wall with my face unless I get the best team ever. Nothing ever happens, and it's a 50 score per kill mode. That all combines for not a fun time for me, and the challenges are also really hard. These things where you have to pass to a teammate right before the goal and get past the ball right before a goal. Yeah, good luck with that. Most people are just gonna score and get the points themselves. And most people only throw the ball with the right trigger. They don't even use the left trigger to pass directly to people, which you do have to do for this to count. And finally, HQ, only need to do one more flak gun event and I'll be done there. And I guess I should do some more 1v1s for the first time since the launch week. In Prestige, we have Tacticals, the infamous blinded by with a signal flare. I did Concussion, I did Smoke, which was thankfully only 100, not 300. These two should be 100. They are painfully slow. I don't know if I'll ever finish these. I'm trying to use them on shipment a ton. In fact, I was thinking it would be hilarious to get a team together where we all run double flares or gas grenades on shipment, because I think you earn challenge progress even if the person is stunned by someone else's tactical. Anyway, those are annoying. Then I did everything else except for Intel because these mines are very slow. I try to use Flanker whenever I play FFA to help with this, but now that Saboteur is a thing, even if you go prone and survive the mine, it doesn't count towards this challenge if they had Saboteur. So that made this thing even harder, very annoying. And that's the end. Those are the challenges I have yet to do. I did mention I had a spreadsheet to calculate overall percentage, so let's end the video with that. If you want to make a copy of this to fill out for your account, that'll be linked down below. It'll look blank like this, and you can copy this checkmark, start pasting it around. What I have here is, first of all, every weapon in the game. It's very satisfying to check things off. First, the gold camo, the max weapon level, and the 500 kill marksman challenge. Pretty much all those are done, of course, except I haven't started on the 2 new weapons, and I only just started with the Enfield because I haven't been in a rush to complete those. I didn't take the time to max out the bazooka level. That is just not fun. The Panzerschreck level already took ages, and who really cares about the level anyway? Like when I got the trench knife to chrome, I did it entirely in a double weapon XP weekend, and it still needs another entire level on top of that to be maxed out. No thanks. Then, of course, there are these reticle challenges, the crazy ones that require 500 kills, and then 4 more follow-up challenges for the kill streaks, and the long shots, and the headshots, and the double kills. I do have all of that here. That is not because I care about ever doing all of them. That is not why. That is not the goal. I just find this fun, because it gives a reason to use all the different weapons in the game, not just the best 1 or 2, and it gives me a reason to try out all the different heroic weapons I get. That's roughly how I've been going about this. I'm doing all the reticle challenges for the guns that I have heroics for first, like the Garand and the FG42 and so on. I'm having fun with it, and as I've gone over before, they do give pretty good XP as well for doing these. So before you lock me up in a mental institution, that's why I have all this here, and I'm making some progress. Maybe one day. Probably not. Alright. The final part of the spreadsheet is the challenges part at the bottom. This is where it spits out an overall completion number, which for me is 88.8%. The way it goes about that is not exact, it is just an estimate, but all you do is enter your percentage for each category as it says in game. I wanted it to be easy. Nobody wants to enter each challenge tier individually. And then there are some hidden numbers here that represent how many challenges are in that category, so it'll use those to compute the weighted average down here, and then the overall total. So if I set marksman to 0, that would be a much bigger deal than setting mountain to 0, for example. Anyway, that's the challenge tracker spreadsheet. Feel free to try it out, or if you're a normal person, I guess don't. Up to you. That is my World War II account prestige recap challenge update thing. I imagine I may do one more of these in the future to wrap things up whenever I feel like I'm done with the game and the World War II main life cycle comes to a close, so I can see how much has changed then. I should be above 90% completion, but I really don't think I'm aiming for 100. Those couple of gridiron challenges and the ninja thing, just not interested. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.